Hello and welcome. This video covers how to screen print using vinyl. You can screen print on many surfaces, including wood, t-shirts, fabric, paper, glass, plastic, etc. As usual, I will leave links in the description below for the items used in this project. You will need the following items: vinyl, a vinyl cutter, or if you have the patience, you can cut your design with an X-Acto knife. A screen printing frame, I would recommend that you get one with a 110 mesh count. A squeegee wide enough to cover the print in one pass. If you intend to do several shirts, I would suggest you use a spray adhesive, which keeps the t-shirt in place when being printed. If you are new to screen printing, then choose a water-based screen printing ink. A spatula or spoon and a piece of cardboard or wood, transfer tape and some masking tape. I created my design in Inkscape, which is a free graphic program, then brought it into Silhouette Studio. The design was mirrored by flipping it horizontally. I placed the vinyl onto the carrier sheet, then loaded it into the vinyl cutter. I then chose the type of vinyl to be cut from the drop-down menu. Then sent it to the vinyl cutter, which took about 3.5 minutes to complete the cut. The areas where the ink would be deposited were weeded out. The transfer tape, which I cut to length, was then applied to the vinyl and burnished to ensure proper adhesion. I cut off the excess transfer tape, but you may not have to, depending on the width of your vinyl. I removed the paper backing for the vinyl by starting at a corner and pulling it at an angle. I placed the sticky side of the vinyl facing down on the bottom of the screen printing frame. Using the plastic scraper, I burnished it onto the outside of the screen, and I then applied similar pressure to the inside of the frame to ensure proper adhesion. I flipped the screen over and removed the transfer tape. You want to start at a corner and pull it at an angle. If the vinyl should come up while you are removing the transfer tape, you can either burnish it back down or hold it down with a scraper or your finger. You need to block off any open areas around the design. Since my screen was large and the vinyl was narrow, I had to use quite a bit of tape. I sprayed a piece of MDF with an adhesive made specifically for screen printing, then inserted it into the t-shirt and smoothed out the wrinkles. I placed the screen printing frame on top of the t-shirt and raised it up a bit. I added a generous amount of screen printing ink on the inside of the frame above the design area, making sure that it covers the full width of the design. Keeping the screen from resting on the t-shirt and using the squeegee, flood the screen by pulling the ink towards you. Do not press the ink into the mesh. You just want to float the ink on the screen's surface. Make sure that the design area is completely covered with the ink. If working alone, you would need to keep the screen from moving forward when you pull the squeegee. I use my legs to keep the screen from moving forward. Place the squeegee above the design at an angle as shown and apply pressure as you pull it towards you, forcing the ink through the mesh. You can pick up the ink and flood it a few more times between strokes. When you are done with your final stroke, flood the screen once more before lifting it off the t-shirt. If printing on your own and the screen moves, you may end up with a double or triple print. If you attempt to hold down the screen with one hand while stroking and flooding it with the other, you may end up with an uneven print. If you don't flood your screen between prints, your water-based ink will start drying out in the mesh. To avoid all these problems, I would suggest you get an assistant to help when screen printing. I recruited my niece for this job. I will leave a link in the description below for her very affordable yoga online classes. Your assistant can hold the screen up while you apply your screen printing ink to the frame. She can align the frame to the t-shirt. She can hold the screen in place so that it does not move, saving you a lot of frustration. She can raise the screen off the shirt after your last stroke so that you can flood the screen, which prevents the ink from drying out. She can remove the screen and prepare the next t-shirt for printing. When you are finished printing, you should remove any remaining ink on the screen and squeegee and return it to the container. To clean your screen, rinse off any remaining ink on both sides of the screen and remove the stencil and tape. Then set it aside to dry for your next printing job. I let the prints dry overnight and then heat set them in my heat press for 30 seconds at a temperature of 350 degrees. Check your ink manufacturer's instructions for curing your ink, as the curing recommendations may differ. Some inks can self-cure after 72 hours. This was my first time screen printing without using my home-built screen printing press, and it went rather smoothly with the help of my assistant. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to smash the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks for watching. Take care and bye for now.